died because he tried to move it some other way.
That's right.
That's how serious God was about it. Go ahead and read.
13.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt make staves of shittim wood and overlay them with gold.
These are the staves that goes through these rings on this Ark of the Covenant here. And that is how it is to be moved, and it wasn't to be moved no other way. Go ahead and read on.
And thou shalt put the staves into the rings by the sides of the ark, that the ark may be borne with them.
Go ahead, carry it in other words. Go ahead and read.
The staves shall be in the rings of the ark. They shall not be taken from it.
So once they stuck those staves in there, when you set it down, you just left the stave in there. So when it was time for it to be moved again, you know, the men just came and they picked it up by the stave and they moved. Go ahead and read on.
16.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt put it into the ark, the testimony which I shall give thee.
Now the testimony, that was the 10 Commandments. And that had to go inside of the box. And we're going to find out that the mercy seat sat on the box, on the ark. Go ahead and read on.
And thou shalt make a mercy seat of pure gold.
Now he said, then make a mercy seat of pure gold. And we're going to understand that this mercy seat here, it really represented the throne of God. That's what this mercy seat represented. Because notice what the Lord is going to tell us about this mercy seat here. Because all this stuff is tight. All this is pointing to something bigger. We're going to get to the reality a little bit later. Because you probably wonder, you know, why is he telling me about some stuff they did back there when they were sacrificing animals? Because you need to understand that to understand what is going on today. That is the problem today. Nobody ever took you back to the foundation. They told you ain't got to deal with the foundation. You don't need to know nothing about that Old Testament. That's why you got everything messed up today, because you don't know nothing about the Old Testament. That's where it always established that in the Old Testament. Go ahead and read some more.
2 cubits and a half shall be the length thereof, and a cubit and a half the breadth thereof.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt make 2 cherubims of gold. Of beaten work shalt thou make them in the 2 ends of the mercy seat. And make 1 cherub on the one end, and the other cherub on the other end. Even of the mercy seat shall you make the cherubims on the 2 ends thereof.
And I'm going to tell you something. Whenever you read about the throne of God, it always had the cherubims around it. You know, David even wrote, you know, about the Lord that sitteth between the cherubims.
That's right.
Because that is what this mercy seat represented. It represented the throne of God. And whenever you see the throne of God, you always see the cherubim. If you go in Ezekiel, it'll tell you that, won't it?
That's right.
Not just in Ezekiel, in several places in the scripture, it will tell you that. He is the God that sitteth between the cherubim. That is why this mercy seat represented the throne of God, and everything had to be done according to the pattern. Go ahead and read on.
Verse 20.
Go ahead.
And the cherubim shall stretch forth their wings on high, covering the mercy seat with their wings. And their faces shall look one to another. Toward the mercy seat shall the faces of the cherubims be.
Go ahead and read.
And thou shalt put the mercy seat above upon the ark. And
now,
then,
wait a minute. You had the Ark of the Covenant. Then you had to have the mercy seat sitting on top of it.
That's right.
And we're going to find out the mercy seat represents the throne of God. And what did you have in the mercy seat? You had the commandments, didn't you?
Right.
Now you done set the mercy seat that represents the throne of God right on top of the commandments. Go ahead and read on.
And in the ark thou shalt put the testimony that I shall give thee.
Go ahead.
And there I will meet with thee. And
Wait a minute, the Lord said, what? There I will meet with thee, and he will do what else with thee?
And I will commune with thee from above the mercy seat.
And I will commune with thee above the mercy seat. And that's what I've been telling you. You know, this mercy seat represents the throne of God. We're going to understand that a little bit later if you don't understand it already. See, so now you got the mercy seat that's sitting on the ark, and the Lord said, there I will meet with thee, and there I will commune with thee. Go ahead and read a little bit more.
From between the 2 cherubim which are upon the ark of the testimony.
Now he said from between the 2 cherubim that are upon the ark of the testimony. Go ahead and read a little more.
Of all things which I will give thee in the commandments unto the children of Israel.
Now, I just want to, I just got to add something for a little flavor here. I ain't got it in the lesson. We coming right back to this Exodus, though, because there's something else here in Exodus I want to read. But let's go to Psalms 80 right quick. Psalms chapter 80. And we're going to read just one verse, and that is the first verse. Psalms 80 and verse 1. Go ahead and read.
Give ear, O shepherd of Israel.
Now give ear, you know who the shepherd of Israel is? The shepherd of Israel, it is Jesus. It is the Lord. Now he said, give ear, O shepherd of Israel. Go ahead and read.
Thou that leadest Joseph like a flock.
Go ahead.
Thou that dwellest between the cherubims. shine forth.
Thou that dwellest between the cherubim, shine forth. Who is it dwelling between the cherubim? Oh, shepherd of Israel.
Right.
And who is the shepherd of Israel? It is Jesus. I just want you to understand that. You know, we can read it a whole lot of other places, but we're not going to take time to do that today. Now, let's go back to Exodus, and we will pick it up this time in Exodus chapter 26, and we'll begin reading at verse 31. And we are still dealing with the pattern that God gave to Moses for them to set up the tabernacle. So now we got the Ark of the Covenant with the 10 Commandments in it, and we got the mercy seat that's set on the Ark of the Covenant. And God said, there will I meet with thee, and there will I commune with thee. Now, let's take a look again here at this tabernacle, how it was set up. Let's start reading this time at Exodus 26 and begin at verse 31. Go ahead and read. Exodus 26, verse 31. Go ahead and read.
And thou shalt make a veil of blue and purple and scarlet and fine twined linen of cunning work.
Go ahead.
With cherubim shall it be made.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt hang it upon 4 pillars of shittim wood overlaid with gold.
Go ahead.
Their hooks shall be of gold upon the 4 sockets of silver. And thou shalt hang up the veil under the taches, that thou mayest bring in thither within the veil the ark of the testimony.
Go ahead.
And the veil shall divide unto you between the holy place and the most holy.
So now you had a veil, and it divided the holy place from the most holy place. So you had the most holy place, and then you had simply the holy place, and you had this veil that separated the holy place from the most holy place. Go ahead, read on.
I forgot where I was.
We'll find you. Pick it up at 33 is good enough. Go ahead, read.
And thou shalt hang up the veil under the taches, that thou mayest bring in thither within the veil the ark of the testimony.
Go ahead.
And the veil shall divide unto you between the holy place and the most holy place.
Go ahead.
And thou shalt put the mercy seat upon the ark of the testimony in the most holy place.
Now he said, then you had the ark, and it was with the mercy seat in the most holy place. It said, didn't it? Let's go now to Leviticus chapter 16, and we'll begin reading at verse 1. Leviticus 16 and verse 1. Now we're going to see how the atonement was done when it was instituted. Leviticus chapter 16, and we'll begin reading at verse 1. 16 and 1. 16 and 1. Okay, we get it? Go ahead and read.
And the Lord spake unto Moses after the death of the 2 sons of Aaron, when they offered before the Lord and died.
Now they offered up strange fat, whatever it was, we'll call it strange fat. Whatever they did, they offered something they weren't supposed to offer, and the Lord killed them. Go ahead and read.
And the Lord said unto Moses, Speak unto Aaron thy brother, that he come not at all times into the holy place within the veil before the mercy seat.
Now, the Lord is telling Moses, he said, now you, because Aaron was the high priest. Now he's telling Moses, you tell your brother Aaron, don't come at all times in here.
Right.
Not at all times. There's only one time a year you can come in there, and tell him don't come no other time, otherwise I'll kill him. Go ahead and read on.
Which is upon the ark, that he die not.
See what it said, that he died not. So now, one time, we're going to find out one time a year, and it was on this Day of Atonement. That was the only time that he could go in there, and if he went in there any other time, then the Lord was going to kill him. Go ahead and read on.
For I will appear in the cloud upon the mercy seat.
See what the Lord said? I will appear in the cloud upon this mercy seat. Go ahead and read on.
Thus shall Aaron come into the holy place with a young bullock for a sin offering and a ram for a burnt offering. And he shall put on the holy linen coat, and he shall have the linen breeches upon his flesh, and he shall be girded with the linen girdle, and with the linen mitre shall he be attired. These are holy garments.
Go ahead.
Therefore he shall wash his flesh in water, and so put them on.
So now he had to come up with a bullock for himself. But then now he going to also have to come up with a sacrifice for the people as well. Go ahead and read on.
And he shall take of the congregation of the children of Israel 2 kids of the goats for a sin offering.
Go ahead.
And 1 ram for a burnt offering.
Now it say you take 2 kids of the goats for a sin offering and 1 for a burnt offering. Go ahead and read on.
And Aaron shall offer his bullock of the sin offering which is for himself,
Uh-huh.
and make an